everybody, welcome to episode 44 of the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host Bobby and I am coming to you from New Brunswick, Canada. Today is Saturday, January the 4th, 2020. I would first like to start off by welcoming any new viewers who may be tuning in for the very first time. Welcome. And to any returning viewers, welcome back. This is a podcast mostly about my knitting adventures, and sometimes there's crocheting in there, there's spinning in there, there's sewing. Any fibery goodness that I can get my hands on, I like to do. So that's what this podcast is about. I'm going to first start off by saying where you can find me on the interwebs. You can find me on Ravelry as xcountrygirl1986x, and you can find me on Instagram as Inspired Knitting Podcast. So, yes. Yeah, so it's been a little while. I think it's been 3 weeks or so. It's been super busy at work, so I've hardly had enough time to sit down and get any knitting done, but I did manage to get my Christmas knits done, except for one of them. I didn't get one finished, but I'm happy with what I did accomplish, and they were well received, so that's all that matters. So I did have quite a bit of gift knitting, but I can't share any of it because it's gone. I do have one picture that I may insert in here, which I will talk about later in finished objects, but that's about all. So yeah, 2020. Oh my gosh, the year went by so fast. I hope everybody's been having an amazing new year, and I hope everybody's Christmas holidays were amazing. Ours were. It was pretty quiet around here. I had to work Christmas Eve, so Christmas Day I went to see my grandmother and spent some time with her, and then on New Year's Day the family holds a New Year's Day dinner, so I got to go back up there and spend time with them, which was amazing. My aunt made chili and frico, which is it's like chicken and potatoes, dumplings, and carrots. It's so yummy. And there was buns and lots of other goodies, so yeah, that was really nice. I enjoyed that. So yeah, it was quiet. It was nice. I had 5 days off of work. I went back to work yesterday, and I have today and tomorrow off. Today, tomorrow, and Monday, and then I go back on Tuesday. So it's a nice little break because the Christmas rush was insane at Walmart. So this is my first year working in retail. So yeah, it's to be expected. It wasn't as bad as I set my mind up that it might be, but it was still pretty busy. So I'm glad for the downtime, and I'm glad for all the knitting time that I'm able to get in now, because I've been really missing my needles. So anyways, I'm gonna jump right into what you guys come to watch. I have one finished object to share, and like I said, if I can remember, I will insert a picture here. I made one of these as a gift knit, and it is the Myra hat by Knox Mountain Knit Co. And the first one that I made was out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in the Forest Floor colorway. And I knit this small size, and I put a black pom-pom on it too. But I've been seeing the ladies over at Cozy Up Knits, especially Katie, making all these beautiful Myra hats, and I had to make one because they are just so beautiful. And it is not hard to do at all. It's actually pretty addicting as you go. It's pretty easy. It's got like a twisted stitch going on here for the brim and the top. Now this one here I knit for myself. I'm just gonna see if I can find the the tag for it real quick. I'm knocking everything over, of course. I received a beautiful gift from my best friend Shelby. We got to meet up, I believe it was the weekend before Christmas, and we did a little gift exchange. And she gifted me with a beautiful skein of yarn. And of course I had to move the tag somewhere else. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, she gifted me with a beautiful skein of Mineville Wool Project. It's a 4/8 DK merino, 100% merino wool, 200 meters or 100 grams. And it is in the, it says Cricket Cove Autumn. Cricket Cove is our local yarn store. They have a store here in Moncton, New Brunswick. They have one in Fredericton, New Brunswick, and another one in Blacks Harbor, Nova Scotia. But yes, this is my first time using the Mineville wool, and I really like it. So that is the yarn. I chose to do the biggest size. There's 3 different sizes for this hat. I chose to do the biggest size because I thought I got a bigger head and I wanted it to be a little bit loose on my head, and it definitely is. I blocked it out and it stretched a lot more than I thought it would. So I kind of wish I had done the smaller size, but that's okay. It is what it is. There's 2 options. You can choose to make the beanie, or you can choose to make the slouchy. I did the beanie size, and as you can tell, if you can, it actually is slouchy on me, but that's okay. I really love it. It is stunning, and the yarn is super amazing. So yeah, definitely a hit, and I can definitely see myself making more of these because I think I want to make myself a slightly smaller one. But yes, thank you, Shelby, for the beautiful gift. And while I'm talking about that, Shelby also gifted me this beautiful project bag that she made, and I am so proud of her. Isn't that gorgeous? It is a drawstring, and that is the fabric that she put inside. Oh, it's beautiful. And this black is like a canvas, so it's nice and sturdy. It's lovely. And there's of course cat hair all over it, because my cat loves to crawl up on the bags, which she is currently doing right now. I got a coffee table next to me with all my stuff on it, and she is laying on top of all the project bags. She is so sweet. So that is the only finished object that I have. And now I'm going to move on to works in progress. I had to take a picture. I will try to insert the picture of her here. Okay, so works in progress. I ended up doing a few new cast-ons, and one of them is totally the Cozy Up Girls' fault because I've been seeing theirs and I've really wanted to make one. So I decided to cast on another sweater for myself. I don't believe that I have talked about this yet on the podcast, but on December 17th, I went to the hospital and I signed papers for a surgery, bariatric surgery, and it's a weight loss surgery. I'm going to be having what they call the sleeve, so half of my stomach is going to be taken out, And yeah, that was a big decision. I'm expected to get a phone call anytime now, so the surgery could be like a month or two away. I don't know yet. Um, it's hard to say, but she said it could be February or March of this year that I have this surgery. So I started this process in July. I can't remember. It might have been June or July of this year. And this was a big decision for me. I've always struggled with my weight. I've always been a big girl. And I just wanted to change. There's been a lot of changes in my life, and if you followed the podcast, you might have heard about some of them. I'm not going to get into any of that here, but I've just come to the decision. I've accepted who I am and what I look like, but my wanting to have this surgery to lose the weight is to see what I can do physically to walk again. So there's a 50-50 chance that if I lose the weight, that I will be able to do rehab a lot better to walk again. I might never walk again, I don't know, but it's just something that I set a goal for myself that I wanted to do. And diet, I have been eating better, and then I would fall back because of depression. But since June or July, I've been doing a lot better, and this surgery is just going to help me get that goal a lot faster. So I don't like surgery. Surgery is what left me in this wheelchair. I had scoliosis surgery at 10, and it messed up. I was walking as a child, and the surgery left me as a paraplegic. So yeah, you can understand why I'm a little iffy on surgeries, but I am willing to take this chance to have a better me. So sorry for that little sidebar there, but what I was getting to with that whole story was, because I'm going for this surgery, I don't know how much weight I'm going to lose or what size I might be. So I didn't want to cast on any new sweaters or work on any new sweaters and then they not fit me because they're way too big. But I couldn't help but cast on another sweater. I am working on the Alias right now by Isabel Kramer, as well as the Love Note by Tin Can Knits, and I ordered the mohair and it's coming in this week, so I can't wait to work on that one again. But this one here, I saw the girls from Cozy Up Knits working on it, and I had to cast one on. And it is the Gambier by Lindsay of Standard Knits. And I have so far got 2 sleeves done. So there's 2. Sorry about that. And I have also casted on the body. I was working on this the other night. So I'll just set that aside. And there is the bottom ribbing. For the body, you work from bottom up. And it is super long. This sweater might be too big for me as it is. I don't know. I have chosen to do the 3rd size in the pattern, which would fit as 47-inch chest circumference. For the body of the sweater, I've chosen to do the 47-inch just because I think it looks super big right now. But if I see that it's going to be a little small, I might increase up to the 52-inch when I come up to my bust area. I don't know yet. But that's what I have so far. I've chosen to go with the darker body. My needles are a US 10.5 or a 6.5 millimeter. That is my smallest size. And then I believe I'm using 7s for the bigger size needle, which I believe is what was in pattern. So yeah, that is super exciting. I will just share a picture here if I can. I thought I saved it, but I'm just trying to get you a picture of it. I'm sure you've all seen this cardigan by now. I know it's been quite popular out there, but I just wanted to share with you a picture. So there it is there. Try to get the glare off of it. It's made with super bulky yarn, and I have chosen to opt out of the design that's on the sleeve there. I know that Jamie from the Cozy Up sisters, she decided to opt out of that as well. What happened was I started off with the sleeves first because that's what they recommended to do, the girls at Cozy Up. So I started with that. It's just for your gauge, because when you get up here for the color work, it went tighter, and for me it did go tighter too. So I ended up increasing my sleeve size up here from the 47-inch pattern size to the 52 to make it bigger, and it worked. But I realized after getting 4 rows short of completing the whole design, that middle design on the sleeve, that I messed up on it somewhere, and I am too OCD to just let it be. So I ripped it all back out, and I couldn't redo it again, so I just decided to leave that part just brown, because yeah, that would have bugged me too much. So the design should have been here, I believe, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I opted out to keep it out, so it is what it is. I really like it, but I am going to do that diamond shape pattern on the sweater itself. So anyways, that is what I have of that so far, and it's currently being housed in it's like a shopping tote that you can get at one of our grocery stores, Atlantic Superstore. It's nothing fancy, but I needed a project bag that was big enough, and that became my project bag. Whatever. So the yarn that I've chosen to use for this, I definitely wanted there to be wool content in it. So I chose Camden Wool Big. It is loops and threads, and you can get it at Michael's. It's 278 yards per skein. So there it is. So my darkest color is mocha. I'm using a silver gray, and I'm using a cream color. I don't know what the gray is called. I could just pull it out of my bag, but I'm not going to do that right now. It's pretty straightforward. They have 2 grays. They have a darker gray and a lighter gray. I chose to use the lighter gray and just a basic cream color. So for myself, I need 1 ball of gray, 2 balls of white, and I think I need 3 balls of the brown to complete the size sweater I need. So I ordered that offline. Something that was really cool was I realized that you could order offline for Michael's now. So you can make your online order online for whatever you would like, and you can pick it up the same day. I made an order at 10 o'clock in the morning and was able to pick it up by 1 o'clock that same afternoon in store. But that was awesome because especially in the winter months, my chair doesn't have the best traction in snow and the ice and such. So instead of sending somebody in to get exactly what I want, sometimes that can be hard. So I was able to make an order online for what I wanted and was able to send somebody in for it, and yeah, it worked out great. So if you live in Canada and you weren't aware that Michael's was doing that, they're doing that, and it's pretty awesome. Okay, So that was my Gambier. The next thing that I have been working on is a pair of socks. Now these aren't a Christmas Eve cast on. Usually for the past 2 years my Christmas Eve cast on has been a pair of socks. This year it was my hat, so that's okay. But these socks I started weren't exactly intended to be Christmas socks, but they turned out to be Christmas socks when I saw how they were working up. So I'm just trying to pull it out here. I decided to cast on the Waiting for Henry socks by Tabitha Gandy of the Hey Sister podcast. I've had these socks in my library for a while now, and I've been wanting to do them. So since I've been working a little bit more with color work, I decided to give it a go, and I'm so happy that I did. This is the first one so far, and you can see why these are like now Christmas socks, because the colors totally look like it. So there is the gorgeous pattern. I made a pair of baby socks. Tabby has a pattern. It's called the Perfect Newborn Socks. So what I did is I casted those on and then just followed that pattern for the cuff, and then I did this stripe here. I did a repeat of these, this pattern here. I didn't add this or this, and then I just put another stripe of that and then continued on. So I just pretty much eliminated all of that. So I just modified it into a little pair of baby socks that was a Christmas gift. So I did those first, and then I casted these on. So what I'm using is Knit Picks, I think it's Willoughby Andy. One second. I might be lying to you. I am. Knit Picks Stroll Fingering in the Forest Heather colorway. It is a 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. They come in 231 yard balls, so 50 grams. So since I had 2 of these, I decided that I was going to knit 2 at a time. Now I knit on DPNs, I do not knit on circulars. So this is what I have of the second sock. So I just got past that repeat color chart there. So I need to do another one of these and that. So that's as far as I got. I think I managed to do this in 2 weeks. I wanted them done for Christmas. It just did not happen, but that's okay. So for my lighter color, I have a skein of Lay Family yarns. This is her Buttercup colorway. It's a 75-25 superwash merino. So I was knitting a pair of Forever and Always socks by Danny of Little Bobbins, and I still have to knit the second sock, but I decided to steal just a little bit of this yarn to do the color work. So there's that one. And then the red color, if I can find it in here. So there's the red. It's kind of like an orangey red, kind of some browns in it. This was a mini skein that come with a sock set that I got from Suburban Stitcher. It was her Fall Mystery 2018 set. So you're going to see the main skein of it very soon because I'm working it up in another project. But I took the mini skein from it to do this project. My lighting is making it look very orange, but it's not. So anyways, that's what I'm using for that, and I'm super happy with them. I'm using a 2.25. Usually I use a 2 point, like a 2 millimeter to do my socks, but because of the color work, I decided to do a 2.5. I'm doing a 2 millimeters. I'm sorry, I can't talk. 2 millimeters for this portion of the sock, which is ribbing. But for up here, I used a 2.5, just because color work can tend to be a little bit tighter. And it's just got a heel and gusset heel, slip stitch heel. So anyway, there is that one. That's what I'm working on. So hopefully they will get some more love from me soon, because I really can't wait to wear those. So yeah, there's that one. My next work in progress is, and I'm trying not to disturb Rami. She was half laying on this bag and she's like, "Mom, why are you disrupting me?" I was comfortable. The next project that I'm working on is the Up the Creek Mystery Cowl, cowl by the Cozy Up Knits. This is the 3rd annual knit along. So, of course, I had to do it because I love everything Cozy Up Knits. And it is a shawl. We don't know what the shape's going to be. We don't know what it looks like, but it is a 2-color fingering weight shawl. So Clue 1 came out January the 1st. So I'm going to show you my yarn first. And if you do not wish to see how it's working up, look away, and I'll tell you when to look away. So they said 2 skeins, and you could have a solid and a tonal, so something that would contrast, or a solid and a speckle. So I chose to use a solid and a speckle. So here's my first one. This skein I have had sitting around for a while, and I was waiting for the perfect project for it. I tried to make several things with it, and I just wanted it in a shawl. So this is West Yorkshire Spinners. It is their Wensleydale base, and it's their Gems line. It's Ember, the Ember colorway. So it's almost like mohair. It's like super fluffy. Now this is a sport weight yarn, but to me it works up. It seems rather thin to me when I work it up. So I might have to buy a second ball of this to finish the shawl. I don't know, but I really wanted to put this in. So if I have to buy another one, that's okay, but I really wanted to put it with this. This is the 2018 Mystery Skein by Suburban Stitcher. So fall 2018. And it is super beautiful. It's got a gray base on it, and it's got these specks of mustard, and it's got specks of red in there. Oh, it's just so beautiful. So that's why I wanted to put these two together. I thought they were going to look beautiful together, and they really do. And I like the texture difference. This is a superwash merino, and this is a Wensleydale, and I just love the textures together. I think it's beautiful. So that's my color choices. And just quickly before I move on, there's the tag for Suburban Stitcher. This is the sock base, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, fall 2018 color. And there's 460 yards. I love Diane's yarn, and I also love her podcast, so you have to go check her out. So this is where I'm going to show you the project. So if you do not want to see it, do look away, because I'm about to show it. I am the recommended needles were a 4mm. I'm using a 375 because that's all I had available. So here's what I have so far. And if you are doing this project and you know what's going on, and I will not say what's going on in case you're still listening, I messed up. But I am not going to rip it back. I am just going to leave it as is. But that is what I have so far. So, yeah. I'm fairly confident that I can get Clue 1 finished for this week. So, yeah. Really enjoying it. But yes, I did mess up. It's this section, the lighter sections here, that I messed up on. And I'm not going to fix it like I said. I'm not going to rip all that back. But I know that there's another section of that repeat coming up, and I'll make sure that I do that part right this time. So mine's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be unique. But yeah, that's what I got so far. So yeah, really enjoying that, and I'm super interested on how this is going to turn out and what it's going to become. Oh my gosh, you guys. So there's that. You can now look back. It's gone. So I'm enjoying that. If you aren't familiar with the Cozy Up Mystery Cal, it is a 4-week knit-along, mystery knit-along. So you can head over to their Ravelry and purchase the pattern. You will get an info sheet and Clue 1 because Clue 1 is out this week. And for each of the next 3 weeks, you will get another update of the pattern and get the following 3 clues. So I'm excited to be doing this again. I always love knitting along and seeing it unfold in front of me. It's always fun, and I love their designs and their patterns, so that makes it even more better. So do go check them out, and yeah, I hope you're enjoying it if you are knitting it, because I know I am. Okay, so that's all I have for knitting. It's not a lot to show for, but it is what it is. I do have a little bit of stash acquisition to share with you. So the first thing I have to share, it's fabric related. I do have more of it that I bought. I just didn't bring them over. So when I was done work yesterday, I was going through the fabric. These are the little fabric squares that I'm always talking about. And they are Fabric Creations pre-cut singles, 100% cotton, and they're 18 by 21 inch pieces of fabric. And I saw this one and I just fell in love because I love kitty cats, and I thought it was so cute. And I don't know if you can notice, but there's like a ball of yarn. It's perfect. So yeah, this will definitely be becoming a project bag for myself. And I got just another piece, like a basic white to line inside. So yeah, I got that, and I did get some more fabric. I just, like I said, I didn't bring it here. The next thing I have to share with you is super exciting, you guys. I ended up getting myself a little Christmas gift. And first I have to tell you a little story behind it. So I was at work one day, and if you're watching this, Mallory, hi. I totally fangirled. I saw this lady going through a regular checkout, and I saw the sweater that she was wearing. She was wearing a hand knit sweater, and it was the Tecumseh by Caitlin Hunter, Boylan Knitworks. And I was like, oh my god, that is the Tecumseh. And I so badly wanted to ask her, but my area was busy, so I couldn't leave my post. So the next day, she come into my area, the self-checkout, and she was wearing her gorgeous sweater again. So I asked her, and it was the Tecumseh, and I was just over ecstatic. I have never got to meet anybody in real life, shall we say, that had made a pattern or patterns that I really love and admire. So that was super cool to see her sweater and find out that she knits a lot of the patterns that I like too. I was even more excited to not only find somebody within my area that knits, but also to find out that she hand dyes yarn. So she was just starting her company. She was dyeing up the yarn, and she was going to create a shop online, which is now live. So I told her that I wanted to buy some. So that's what I did. I got myself 3 skeins of it for Christmas. So I will share it with you now. My light is totally blowing it out, of course, but her company is Family First Fibers. Mallory Thompson, you can find her on Instagram, and she's also on Facebook too, as Family First Fibers. Currently, right now, she's got 2 bases. She's got her Manford base, which I believe is a 2-ply woolen spun, if I remember correctly. And we've got this one here, which is her Shalwi base, sorry. And it is an 80/20 superwash merino nylon, 3-ply, 400 yards, or 366 meters. And this one is No Bad Days, and it is a lot prettier than what it's showing up because of my light. The next color I got to go with it is Walk in the Woods. I'll just do that. This one I absolutely fell in love with. I thought it was so beautiful. This is one of her speckles. And the third one I got is her mahogany colorway. Isn't that gorgeous? I just can't get over it. So there is the 3 of them together. And this is going to become a shawl. And I can't wait to cast it on and start it. And yeah, I'm currently doing the mystery shawl along for Cozy Up Knits. So Mallory and I were talking, and she wants to do the same shawl as me. It's a shawl by Caitlin Hunter. I forgot the name of it. Kodiak shawl, I think. I posted a picture on my Instagram with this yarn. But it is a beautiful 3-color, it's almost like color work shawl. And Mallory put it on her make 2020. So we were talking about doing a knit along together for it. So I'm going to do. So what I might actually do, and I've never done this before, is I might actually run a knit along for the shawl. So if I decide to do that, it'll probably be in a month's time, and I will provide you with all the details, and I'll make a thing on Ravelry where you guys can enter your projects, and I will get some prizes, maybe some of this fabulous yarn by Mallory and one of my project bags, who knows, but I will run my very first knit along, so yay! But here's the yarn. Thank you so much, Mallory. I absolutely love it, and I really cannot wait to cast these beauties on because, oh my gosh, they're beautiful. I really want a sweater in this colorway. This colorway is just so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love it. Thank you. So Family First Fibers, go check her out. She is on Instagram. She is a hand indie dyer from Nova Scotia. So I am super excited about that. So go check out her shop. She's got lots of other colorways, and give her some love because she so deserves that. I love it. So that is pretty much it for me this week. I need to go get coffee because I can't talk at all or think. So yeah, that's about all. I hope everybody has had a great holiday season, and I'm hoping you all have a productive and healthy 2020. And yeah, I will see you guys maybe in a week's time. I don't know, probably 2. I never know with how my work schedule is going to turn out and play out, but I will definitely see you guys again. So until then, do take care. All the show notes will be posted below in the description box. That's where you can find them. I do have a group for the podcast on Ravelry, but I just haven't had the energy to keep it up. I know that's, yeah, it's me. So for now, all your details can be found below, and links to my Ravelry and Instagram will be there as well. I've been trying to do better with keeping my Ravelry up to date. Haven't been really doing that, so I'm going to try. That is one of my goals for 2020, is try to get back to my Ravelry and keep it updated. But regardless, all details can be found below. Comment, like, and subscribe. I love hearing from you guys, and I will see you all soon. Bye.